I got Taco Bell. That's how you know it's going to be a good video. If you don't put your own fun straw in the Taco Bell cup, what are you doing? What are you doing? Welcome back to the table, everyone. I am so happy to be here with you. I know I may not sound like it. I'm just very tired. But we are on a mission today. And the mission is in this book. We are going on an adventure. And our treasure map, our road map, if you will, was written by none other than Ms. Martha Stewart. A few weeks ago, I thrifted this book, and it's dense. Mama, she is thick. And I was perusing her. The whole first part of the book has these wonderful, glossy photographs. Story time, if you will. And then everything is in font throughout the rest of the book, which I don't love, but this book's from the 2000s, so it is from 2000, Y2K to be specific. One of the recipes in here is for a coconut cake. Now, my mother and I and my godmother all love coconut cake, and I just so happen to be seeing them tomorrow. So I'm going to make it, and we're going to see how it goes. I have not made it before. It has a bunch of ingredients. It is a coconut cake with a coconut cream filling and frosting. I don't know what kind of frosting it is, honestly. I don't think it's buttercream because it uses corn syrup, which don't come for me, okay? MSG corn syrup, that's all welcome in this house. Don't get it twisted. Okay? We got a lot to do. And that's why we're starting it now. Even though I'm a little sleepy. Because we need to do this. We're going to show up. We're fueled by Baja Blast. And we're on it. Okay? So let's see. Some of the ingredients... Come here. Some of the ingredients are not standard. I had to get cake flour for this. Never even used that in my life. Do I even know what the difference is? No. How many times on this channel have I said before, I'm not a baker. I don't even know why we're attempting this. I love to cook. I'm so not it at baking. You want to know why? One, I just cannot follow directions well. If it says a tablespoon, why would I get out a thing? For this, we'll be more exact. But also, I follow the recipe, and then it still never comes out right. I don't understand that. Regular food doesn't do that. We also need superfine sugar. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to put my regular sugar in the blender. You can do that too. Everything else we got. I got the corn syrup. I got this stuff. I got some of my stuff from Walmart. So the creme de la creme of ingredients, mama. Let's get to making some cake. Come on. You know, every time I bake cakes and they're round, I always think it's like it should be called baking in the round. Like if you sing in the round or you perform in the round. I don't know why I think that. It's not like I was a theater person ever. I guess my brain just is holding on to it. We're doing this in, you can bake the batter in 2 8x2-inch cake pans, 3 6x2-inch cake pans. Who has this, Martha? I think mine are 9 inches. In a previous video, I just said, why would I have 3 bread pans? But I do have 3 cake circles. But that's because it's normal to have a 3-layer cake. You need 3 6x2-inch cake pans. I think mine are 9 inches. The most professional... Yeah, mine are 9 inches. Dang, Martha's gonna be real disappointed. So I'm only gonna need 2 of these. Wonderful. Preheat the oven. Did that. Rack center. Rack city. Done. Butter and line the pans. On it. I don't know why I chose to wear a white shirt for this either, but here we are. The most inconvenient thing is I also just realized that I'm out of softened butter I do have softened butter out for this recipe, so I am gonna use that to butter this, but I freeze my butter. That's why that was so loud. So this is definitely not going to be room temp anytime soon. I stayed ready with the other one, okay? And by stayed ready, I mean put it in the microwave and then let it get the rest of the way to room temp. Dust the bottom and the sides with flour. Tap out any excess. Okay. Okay, Martha. This is also... Did you see that flop? That was kind of aggressive. This is how I butter. I put the butter in a paper towel and I just kind of smear, you know? I find that works best to make sure I don't over butter. This butter smells delicious. Okay, she's looking wonderful. Now, I'm sure you've seen this parchment trick before. If you haven't, prepare for me to absolutely blow your mind, okay? What I'm doing is just pushing this parchment paper into the corners here, and then I'm taking this knife, here I'll show you in this back angle, and running it along the edge so it'll create circles to go on the bottom. Gives you nice, perfect little parchment circles. And don't be okay. I was gonna say don't be okay if it's not perfect. If it's not perfect, panic. That kind of feels like Martha Stewart. But if it just like has a little edge that maybe is a little rough or doesn't quite meet the edge, it's fine. Voila. Juan. Done. Let's do two. Now I usually put it in the curved edge going the like face down, if that makes sense. Like if the parchment was rolled this way, put that curve down into the pan so that way gravity's on your side with making that fit in there. Boom. Okay. Oh, it also said to dust them with this. Okay, let's get out like our sifty thing. This just looks like box cake mix. What if I got the wrong thing and it was just box cake mix? I feel like I should do this with my more controlled one. I have a small one. We'll leave that one. This one. Let's do this. I have more control this way. She said get the edges. Now those are ready. Now, let's, I think this one, I'm gonna do, yeah, okay. Sifting together the dry ingredients. Look how cute my measuring cups are. I love them. I love Molly Baz. They were a Molly Baz crate and barrel collab from a couple years ago. I went in to see the whole collection, but I'm broke, so I only got these and I love them. I treat them so good. 2 cups of cake flour. Wow. Okay, I think we're done with the cake flour for now. It also says to do the baking powder, baking soda, and salt. I need a half teaspoon of both. Now my measuring spoons, on the other hand, we don't talk about her. I thought that said a cup of salt. Quarter teaspoon of salt. Spin her around. It says kosher salt. Mama, that's all I got. That's not true. I have many types of salt. Love that. Oh, so pretty. Okay. Now it does say the next step we're doing in a stand mixer. I don't have a stand mixer, so we're going to do it by hand. But the next part, we're doing the wet ingredients, and we need the super fine sugar for this. We're going to cream the butter on a low speed and then gradually add in the sugar. So before we, since I didn't buy super fine sugar, I'm just going to take the sugar I have. It's 1 cup. I'm going to put it into probably the bullet blender just so I can keep it all together and just get it more fine. But here's the key. Here's the key. You don't want to do this too long, because if you do, it will create powdered sugar. So we have to keep an eye on it. You hear me? And I'm using cane sugar because I like it. I want to show you. It's hard to kind of see in here, but inside there, it looks like powdered sugar, but I definitely have it in my hand. It's not powdered. It's just really skinny now. Skinny sugar. So now, let's get our hand mixer out. I dream about a KitchenAid someday, but I always say the one kitchen gadget that I'm saving for my wedding registry, because honestly, I'm just buying myself all the stuff at this point. We're running out of things. We need 12 tablespoons of butter. A gentle amount. I'm using Kerrygold. Okay, we'll look up what the weight is on that and do it by weight. So based off of what Alexa just told me, we're going to do 168 grams of butter. Okay, I know that it at least needs this much because that's 1 stick. And it says that's like 115. Yeah, what about that? That was perfect. Now, if there's anything I've learned about baking, it's that you just need to really make sure, if it says to cream the butter, to cream the butter. So we're going to take our time. I'm going to put my apron on because I'm wearing a white top, and this hand mixer is out of control. And I'll come back to you when it's done, so it's not all loud. I'm really graceful at putting this on. At this point, all of the wet ingredients have been mixed together, and this is the final stretch where you rotate between adding sour cream and adding the dry ingredients in to finish your final batter. So you do a 1/3 cup of sour cream at a time, and then you alternate that with some of the flour, going back and forth, making sure to scrape the edges down. I just got this really well mixed, and you'll notice it gets lighter in color as we keep going. It still has a little bit of a yellow tinge, but this batter, oh my god, the batter itself tasted incredible, and it was so light and fluffy. I just recommend, if you end up making this, definitely take your time and just mix. This took a while, but it's definitely worth it in the end, for sure. Martha, I don't know what the heck you got going on, but the batter hits, mama. The batter's incredible. And I got 2 of these to eat. Don't look at me eating this. Now we just split them up. Stop looking at me eating this. Okay. We have our 2. It's so fluffy too. Like I said, Martha, there's a reason you're the GOAT. I trust you very much. Okay. It said to split it evenly. So let's give her a go. Start there. So we have our 2 tins. They are split amongst the 2. I gave them a very hefty shaking. And now they're going to go in the oven. They're like as level as they can get because the batter's a little thick. They'll have some swirl to them, but they should be good. And it says to bake them 30 to 40 minutes. Okay. My oven's a little cool, so I think I'm going to do 35 to start. And while those bake, we're going to make this coconut cream filling on the stove. Let's clean up a little, and then let's move over to the stove. We needed to make a quick pivot for some cornstarch, but we got her. I almost just dropped all the eggs. It's fine. We're fine. Everything is fine. Now we're going to make the coconut cream filling. I'll put the recipe footage up here. This goes in between the layers, and we are going to start with 6 egg yolks. And I'll save the egg whites. I can't believe that just worked. It says place egg yolks in large bowl. Whisk to combine. Set bowl aside. Combine the sugar, cornstarch, and salt in a saucepan. Okay. So we just need to give these a little whiskey whisk. With our pink whisk. Pink whisk. Okay. And then in the saucepan, I swear to God. Great Jones, I love you, but your whisk is heavy. Okay, we've recovered. No problem. We need 3/4 cup of sugar. She don't fit back in the box. Girl, this is like when you have them real tight jeans. Your stand-in jeans, as I like to say. Done with that cornstarch. That's baking powder. Get that out of here. Oh my God, can you imagine? 1, 2. Perfect. Combine sugar, cornstarch, and salt in saucepan. Gradually add milk, whisking constantly. I am a 1/4 cup of milk short, okay? I know this is probably why baking never goes well for me. But it's a 1/4 cup. It'll be fine. Let's head over to the stove with our clean whisk. We got her on some medium-high heat right now. Does it say on what temp? It says gradually add milk, cook over medium heat. Okay. Turn her down. We're going to add a little milk. Where's that pink whisk? We want to get everything nice and dissolved. And it says to gradually add the milk until it's thickened and it's just began to bubble. So it says it should take like 10 minutes. Okay, so we'll just keep doing that. She's just starting to thicken up and bubble. We're like at about the 6-minute-ish mark. So I've turned off the heat because my stove is a little finicky with that. So there's still heat coming to this, but just to be safe. Our cakes also just came out of the oven and are looking gorgeous. So while this continues to thicken up a bit, I'm going to get those on a cooling rack, and then we will alternate between this and the egg mixture so that way it doesn't curdle, but we're going to do like this egg to temper it. Right, I'm going to show you what we're going to do next here. It says to take a half cup of the warm milk and put it into the yolks, and then slowly pour the yolks back into the saucepan. So, because this is nice and warmed, it's not boiling, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take our yolk mixture. We're going to just, maybe we'll do this 2 at a time. I'm just going to keep whisking this, and I'm going to do a little bit at a time because I really don't want to shock and curdle them. Patience is really a virtue here with this. Anytime we've made custard, we've made puddings, yeah, that should be good. You see how thick it is? That's the cornstarch not being distributed properly. We will work on that. We'll work on that. We did our half cup. Let's move back over here. Perfect that I used the pour spouty bowl. Slow is your friend here. Be patient. As I keep stirring this, the book says stir it over medium heat until the mixture just begins to bubble, about 2 minutes. Remove from the heat, stir in the coconut and vanilla, and then transfer to a mixing bowl. Lightly butter a piece of plastic wrap and place it directly on top of the filling to prevent a skin from forming. So let's heat her up till she just starts to bubble, and then we're just going to transfer it into a bowl, and then we'll put it in the fridge. Okay, we got a couple last things to do, and then everything's going to sit for a while. These are pretty cool. They're still pretty warm on the bottom, but I want to get them out of the pans. Do you see that? Ready for this? Mama, who can take me? That was so easy. Wow. If that's not ASMR, I don't know what the hell is. Okay, those are gonna sit and cool. We've got some time after this. I have these, I want them to completely cool. I added the coconut and vanilla to this, so that's what those flaky flakes are. I'm just going to transfer it to this glass bowl, so that way I can put it in the fridge. And it can set up. It needs to set up for at least an hour. I'm probably going to give it more, It's like early evening right now, so I'm gonna give everything a couple hours. Gonna hit the gym, going to make dinner. So we'll come back later tonight and finish the cake. I definitely won't look as cute because I'll shower after the gym because I'm not disgusting. But we will just, she said to butter it. Every time I have done this, I have never buttered it. You just have to make sure that you actually put it directly on top to prevent the film. So just press it down into the mixture. That helps prevent the film. Okay, I'll see you all in a couple hours. It's a little later than we expected. This did take a turn. What else do you expect? Of course it takes a turn. We finished the coconut cream at around, the first time is the key word here. We finished it the first time at about 5 o'clock. It sat in the fridge for like 3 hours and it didn't thicken up. It was like soup. I read some things on the internet that said put it back on the heat. I did that at what, like 8:30? No, afterwards, I think. Like 9 o'clock. It's been chilling in the fridge to try and get it set. And Mama, this is way better. This is what we needed. Like, she's moving, but she's set. And that's what we needed. Otherwise, we were going to have soup cake. Soup cake, no. Good cake, no. Then, we also made decision because the icing for this cake is like a meringue. I think it's a French meringue icing. Martha just calls it 7-minute icing, and here is where I did not read the icing recipe and assumed that meant the icing took 7 minutes. It doesn't, and it says you can't put it in the fridge. Well, I have to leave for this event tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. And that means I have to wake up and get myself ready before then. I was not going to wake up and make icing as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to wake up and slap on this and we'll be good. This is where we're at. So Martha's recipe, like I said in the beginning, is a little bit different because I had a different number of layers than she did. So we're going to make do with what we got. My layers also stunningly uneven. But she'll work. Mama, she'll work. So what we're going to do is, see, this is the consistency we needed her. We're just going to sprinkle a little coconut, put a little custard, and we're going to make our little layers tonight, okay? And then in the morning, I'll ice the cake because I want it to harden up before I fully ice it. Unless this is like super firm. We'll make a game time decision, okay? Because I'd love to have this done tonight and sleep in the morning. I am not a morning person, people. Morning at the earliest for me to be happy can be like 8 a.m. We're going to push her. Definitely get her pushed the whole way to the edges, because if you get spillage out of the ends, honestly, I think that's totally fine rather than not having custard all the way around. Okay, can we do another wonky layer and kind of get this evened out? It's getting worse. She's going to be a little domed. That's okay. She's made with love. We'll go a little lighter in the middle here to try and help with our leveling issue. Now these are like my two flattest ones, but I just feel like that one's better. I don't know. Something about her is giving a little bit more. I don't know, Martha. I feel like 6 layers would have been a lot. Skinny and really tall? Why not fat and short? That's good too. You know? In some cases, not in all. Not at all. Don't get it twisted, short kings. I don't know, people. Maybe we will just ice it. I think we're in a good spot. Let's just do it. Let's just get her done. She's hefty. Smack, smack. You want to know some other tea? I don't have an icing spatula. This is vanilla. To me, that made the most sense. They didn't really have another option, though. First, what we're going to do is go around the whole thing and, like, make sure all the custard has a home. This is a little stiff, but this is like I said, my closest grocery store is Whole Foods, so if it's a game time decision, unfortunately, you are going off of what is at the Whole Foods, which is not always the greatest. Sometimes we need the preservatives and the additives. Today probably could have been one of those days, but c'est la vie. The other wonderful thing about this cake is we're slapping coconut shavings on top of it too, so we get a little bit of forgiveness when it comes to that as well. Like, if we miss a couple spots, we faux show are just slapping a bunch of coconut on top of it and calling it a day, mama. It's like when you're really tired and you just put a bunch of concealer on and hope for the best. Yeah, we're trying to lock that custard in. You don't want to see what's happening on the back of this cake. Mama, she's something. Now we play cleanup tool. I could eat all of that, but I don't really want to because it's almost midnight. This is looking good, everyone. Those of you who doubted me, you had good reason. Let's glam their... I like that it's sparkly. That's fun. This is it. Covering up the uglies is working. I'm going to clean her up. And then, as in this giant pile of coconut everywhere, and we will show you the finished cake. She's hefty. This is her. Honestly, I think she looks pretty incredible. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe better from this side. She's a little lumpy, but honestly, I'm thrilled, and I think she's gonna taste even better. We'll get back with that. But that's our finished cake. And I can't believe we did it in a day. I have 7 minutes till the next day. We're back here doing more stuff. We're actually going to cut the cake, mainly because even though it's a gift, I wanted to transport the entire thing. That doesn't seem realistic at this point. This is basically for like 4 people. 4 people cannot eat this cake, so we are going to cut it, and I wanted to show it to you. It's been in the fridge overnight. Oh, she's thick. I guess I should have found the ugliest side and cut that out. This one's kind of lopsided. I think that'll work. Keep the ugliest side for yourself. Okay, are we ready for this cross-section reveal? Oh! Wow, that came out like a solid honk. Holy cow. She's dense. She's pretty though. That's what she looks like. This is the best part. I'm gonna try her. I got a spoon out because it was kind of all I could reach in the drawer. That's delicious. I will say, it's not super overwhelmingly coconutty, but you definitely get it. I also feel like letting this come, right now it's cold because I like pulled it out of the fridge. Letting it come to room temp might be the move. I miss. And you'll see like the cake kind of absorbed a lot of the coconut cream. So I feel like if you let it come to temp, it would be like softer.
It's really good.
It's good, solid cake.
Good job, baby.
Thank you. Cool. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you at the table next time. Bye.